Good evening and welcome back to Be Rich. One of the oldest civilizations in the world is the Egyptian civilization. It is known as Nile Valley civilization. The Egyptian civilization is one of the oldest and most prosperous. Rome's history is completely entwined with Egypt. Egypt used to be the breadbasket of Rome, and Cleopatra was the queen of Egypt, who was the consort of Caesar. So, Egypt's history is intertwined with antiquity. When you talk of Egypt, you conjure up images of the pyramids and the Sphinx and the Phoenix. All this come from Egypt. The Nile is a river that runs through the desert and has kept Egypt very fertile. Nasser built the Aswan Dam, which also helped Egypt's agriculture. The Suez Canal was of great geostrategic importance and gave Egypt a special status in the world. In spite of all this, Egypt has been in serious trouble for some time and things have got worse from now. After the assassination of Anwar Sadat, Hosni Mubarak ruled like a dictator for many years. The Egyptian revolution, People's Revolution, which went viral all over Africa, especially in Tunisia and Egypt, overthrew the regime both in Tunisia as well as in Egypt. While in Tunisia, relatively democracy survived. In Egypt, the army came back and an army general is in power. Today, a combination of poor economic governance, military dominance, and the Russian Ukrainian war plus COVID has made Egypt a begging basket in the world and is going to join Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Turkey, Zambia as one of the basket cases where Egypt is going to default. Let us examine what went wrong in Egypt so that we learn from history. This was similar to India's problem in 1991, but it was not so acute. To such an extent, it is very clear that Egypt has defaulted, cannot service its loan, and is struggling to make forex reserves. So, what has happened is the volume of debt, especially on forex, has shot up, budget deficits have gone up, fiscal policies have lost any relevance, and inflationary pressures are extremely high, primarily on rising energy and food costs. There is no foreign exchange. Foreign exchanges have dried up. The balance of payment deficit is really causing a huge problem in Egypt. So, the biggest problem is COVID death blow to Egypt with tourists not coming up. And with tourists not coming, especially the Russian tourists not coming, has meant that Egypt has no foreign exchange because tourism is one of the largest to foreign exchange earner. Egypt is the largest importer of wheat in the world, and Ukraine is the breadbasket of the world, along with Russia. The war has meant that Ukraine and Russia have not been able to export wheat to the level they would have liked, and wheat prices have been increasing. In fact, wheat prices have shot up in India by more than 20% in the last year. But Egypt, unfortunately, cannot grow the wheat it wants and therefore has to import it. Prices of food have doubled, food subsidies have become meaningless, salaries have been cut by 50%. What it means is if you are making $100, your salary has been made $50, and cost of food has gone from $10 to $20. This is really putting pressure. The banks are restricting withdrawal of the US dollars deposited with them. Value of the Egyptian pound is declining. It is reduced by one third since the month of October. Inflation, officially on paper, is at 20%, though it is much more than that. So, we have a case where banks are not allowing you to take the money. The price of the currency, Egyptian pound, has fallen one third. Prices of food and energy are increasing. It is ominous that this looks like the problem faced by Lebanon since 2019. So, what is happening is There has been a spate of bank robberies where locals are looting their own banks. Cities are in dark. Fuel for power is not there. This is because the Russian Ukraine conflict has pushed fuel prices extremely high that they are not able to generate power. There are two reasons for Egypt's problem. One is the intensive use of army has meant there is political unrest and the army entered. There is huge corruption and government mismanagement that is putting fancy projects which nobody is going to use. The external reasons are COVID 19 meant that tourism has disappeared, therefore, there are no foreigners who will bring in dollars, and at the same time, the war between Ukraine and Russia has made sure oil prices have gone through the roof. Oil is simply not available, and also what has happened is wheat prices have shot up, making it extremely difficult for Egypt. You will not find this in the news papers in India unless you dig a bit deep. So, COVID 19 was the cause for Egypt's tourism to fall. Ukraine created supply side problems. Both of this are in terrible news. The Egyptian government has borrowed heavily to create the world's largest mega monorail without a driver, splurged more than $20 billion on that. It wants to build a new capital for itself near Cairo. It spends $50 billion on it. And this has artificially driven growth in Egypt. And therefore, many projects are connected with the military. The military, like in Pakistan, is owning everything and doing all the stuff. And therefore, if you are in the army, you will prosper. If you are outside the army, you will be in severe trouble. So now, with the current situation, Egypt needs foreign exchange desperately, and therefore it depends on foreign credit to be successful. It rose $155 billion, and this is going to be one third of its net income every year is going to go to servicing external debt. 60% of Egyptians are on poverty line, with one third of them earning less than $2 a day. The IMF has already given them an emergency line of credit in $3 billion in December, and the Egypt government is hoping to get $17 billion over the next 3 years. In 2016, Egypt went to the World Bank, to the IMF, and got a package of $12 billion. And even before that could be completed, COVID and the Ukrainian war has wreaked havoc with them. There is a double whammy. There is a loss of tourism, which is their biggest earnings, and prices of crude and wheat have shot up, making life extremely difficult for the ordinary Egyptian. Thank you for watching. Be rich. If you like this video, hit the like button, press the subscribe button of my channel, and turn on the bell notification. Kindly share this video with your friends and relatives. I once again thank you for your support for Be Rich. After a successful event in Qatar, my team wanted to find out where to do an event. So they did a recce, they did a survey, and they found out that they would go back to my second home in Saudi Arabia, Dammam. So after nearly 30 years, I'm going back to Dammam. The last time I was in Dammam was in 1990, and I'm going back there to do an event on the 10th of March. We have not yet decided where it will be in Dammam, but definitely I am visiting Dammam on the 10th of March, Friday. So those who are in and around Dammam or maybe in Jeddah should make a trip to see me, and I'm going to talk about investments on where you should put out your money. Those in Bahrain can drive across the causeway and join us. See you in Dammam on the 10th of March. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.